Just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
They did it! They did it!
Left, beat left.
What the hell was that?
Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yo, what up, everybody? Kicking it stateside back again. Thursday, August 19th. Of course, we have the Premier League in full swing back again. Match week number 2. And a great little Sunday matchup between our little in-show rivalry. We got a little Chelsea-Arsenal going on Sunday. I forget some of the other bigger matchups, but that was definitely we had West Ham and Leicester on Monday. Should be a pretty good one as early, again, overreaction week. So every game's probably a huge game for a lot of these teams. Win or lose, you're hoping to come away with at least a win, especially if you have started out in a terrible goal differential. So besides that, there's all sorts of different news going on. You know, Bundesliga's back. Unfortunately, another in-show rivalry that went Brian's way this
For
time.
once, yeah.
Bayern Munich getting the win over Dortmund 3-1.
That's the one I feel like most times I can rely on in our little in-show rivalries.
I said, yeah, it's. I was a little surprised that it was that much. I know they pulled one back late, but I mean, Lewandowski just continues to be such a thorn in the side of Dortmund, and really making that transfer be like, ugh. Can you imagine if that guy would just have stayed put? What good things Dortmund could have accomplished with that man. Still probably arguably the best number 9 in the world. The guy just keeps getting older, but apparently he's looking to possibly face new challenges. Getting out of the Bundesliga after winning just 9 titles in a row.
There's a big challenge here. Come on.
That certainly would be a big challenge in a different way. Not so much.
That's a huge challenge. Come on,
that's
you
a challenge to make Arsenal competitive again, not let's win titles type of move.
Yeah, I think wherever he does, if he goes wherever he goes, he's not going to go to a non-title contender coming from a title contender.
Right. That's very long shot, but hey, you never know. Crazier things have happened, but
true.
Yeah, it's last night a little. I went to the Union game last night. Good result, terrible match, but they got away with a point. And Kevin Durant was at the game.
Was he?
One and only, yeah. Him and one of the owners, Jay Sugarman, last night met with the Sons of Ben pre-match and just gave him a little speech. And
nice.
Maybe it worked. You never know.
That'd be cool to be a member and to be able to
see this giant man walking forward and is that Kevin Durant? It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and on that same night, my Red Bulls got a win, and unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I should have gone last night because the legend, the man himself, Bradley Wright Phillips, was back in the house with Columbus. So it was his first time back since leaving Red Bull.
A little homecoming.
Yeah, so that would have been cool, but Red Bull got the dub, so that was nice. They needed it big time. Also 1-0. A lot of 1-0 yesterday. Atlanta won 1-0 as well. So
yeah, low scoring, and it's going to be interesting down the stretch with see what some of these teams can do to. I mean, right now, no one's going to catch New England.
No, they won again yesterday too.
Seems like they're going to run away with the supporter shield at least this season, but that's never a good thing in the MLS.
I was going to say how many times, unless the occasional Seattle that does the double.
I did, Dan. Yeah, good for the Whitecaps getting a win against Austin.
Oh yeah, tough competition.
Yeah, Austin's struggling a bit in their first year, but yeah,
they're still better than shit in Addy. So
incredible. But yes, so the poll question today, talking about the Chelsea Arsenal little London derby on Sunday. Do Do you believe Chelsea will win the Northwest London Derby? Agree, disagree? I want to sit up here as a Chelsea fan and supporter thinking that this is going to be just a cakewalk, but I've felt that way a long time running now, that every time you play Arsenal, when the chips are down, they're down, they just somehow come out and beat Chelsea every single time, back against the wall. And I wouldn't be surprised again. Like, we joke about it. We joked about it in the soccer chat. Eddie saying, this would be the Sunday. Lukaku debut, you're pretty much guaranteeing like it's going to be a Chelsea win. And somehow, grace of God, Arsenal will come out with a victory. So as much as it pains me, I would probably say that I'm going to disagree. I think something weird's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah, and we talked about it with the Arsenal game against Brentford and how it was the perfect storm for an Arsenal loss. And it's almost like this is becoming one of those perfect storms early in the season. Like you said, back against the wall after a really devastating loss to start the year. They're at home. It's like, what is this team made of? Because you go out and you get run over by Chelsea in this game, and it's like you might as well call it season over, because then you got City the next week, and the heads are going to be down again. They went out, and maybe that loss to Brentford was a good thing because it's put some spark under them, and it sounds like Odegaard's going to happen. Sounds like Ramsdale's going to happen. So might be too little too late. It would have been nice to have these things done, prior to the season start. And unfortunately, they tried to go, last year with the transfer deadline ending prior to the start of the season. Try and put a little fire under these guys' ass. But there was so much kickback around the league and around all of the leagues in Europe that they've all gone back to the end of August now. So it kind of detracted from what I think could have been a good start for Arsenal, but whatever. That's their own fault. They didn't get the deals done before the start of the season.
Right. And not saying it's like panic moves, because obviously Odegaard was on loan with Arsenal last year and he had a pretty good season, good spell.
He looked good, and it's not a lot of money.
And, Aaron Ramsdale, I don't know.
Ramsdale's still, you got to remember, Ramsdale's still, 21 years old?
Right.
He's coming in still to be a number 2, maybe to challenge Leno. I haven't been thrilled with what I've seen out of Leno lately. And you can't run out with the Icelandic kid. He's proven that, Runerson. And the Nigerian kid's like 18. There's no way you're running an 18-year-old out as your number 2 through an entire 38-game Premier League season. So you need somebody, even though Ramsdale's young, he's a veteran, he's played in this league. It would be nice to get him back into the Premier League. So I'm okay with it.
I was going to say, I wouldn't. It could be. You could always have a worse option than the Icelandic kid. Obviously, you got as backup has not proven himself when getting called upon. So,
and he's not even that young. He's I think he's 27 or 28. I don't think he's even.
That was they knew that with that signing, that was always going to be a project anyway. So if it doesn't work out, it was one of those high risk, or low risk, high reward type signings that you're just hoping maybe, he turns out to be a stud, but has not been the case. And Aaron Ramsdale, he's did well with Bournemouth there for that short spell, and then he went to Sheffield and he didn't have the best season last year, but hell, nobody on Sheffield had a great season last year. Even the manager, ended up getting canned. So it's tough to tell. It's not a terrible signing. So if you could get somebody to push Burn, then by all means, good signings ahead. And, now that Lukaku's back, they had an open practice with some fans in the attendance at Stamford Bridge, and apparently some guy was giving Timo Werner a little bit of a tough time and got shut down real quick by actually the other supporters were like, yo, who the fuck do you think you are?
He's still on the squad.
But I understand the frustration, especially as a Chelsea fan, with Timo so far, because he couldn't stop scoring with Leipzig. He was fantastic, and he just has not found that scoring touch at all since joining Chelsea. Just bad misses that you would expect him to put away easily, but I don't know. Confidence goes a long way in this sport. So
the big question is now, I guess, where's he going to go?
Who's going to be the odd man out? I guess it would have to be him, right?
You would think it would have to be him, but then you know how Tuchel is, and you know his relationship with Pulisic and what he did last year, and he might lean on the fact that he feels like he can get away with that more with Pulisic and be like, "Hey, I need you in that super sub role again. I love you. I'm only going to run you out for 30 minutes.
I love you.
Here and there. Do what's right for the team and help us out." Even though most may not agree that is what's best for the team, I think your best lineup would be with Pulisic and Lukaku out there, and Timo coming in as, I guess, your super sub.
I guess whatever role is going to be good for him. Anything to get him scoring goals. Otherwise, if he does bad again this season, he has to go.
Yeah, and I'm guessing he's not, with Tammy going, Giroud going. I would say
somewhat of a plan for him. They have to.
And again, just to touch on it so everybody knows, the transfer window. I have the stats up here, but basically this window runs in the Premier League till August 31st at 11:59 p.m. British Standard Time, obviously. And then pretty much all the leagues. So the top 5 leagues have now gone back to the August 31st date. The only league with any kind of variance for the most part is the Bundesliga. They close at 5 p.m. on August 31st as opposed to midnight. However, in the Bundesliga, you can still make moves outside of the league after 5 p.m. as long as the other leagues are open.
Right.
And MLS closed their second window already on August 5th. However, you can still make moves within the USL and League One, and you can sell or loan players to foreign clubs that windows are still open.
Right.
And then there's like a couple countries that extend, like the Russian league, Turkey, Mexico, Portugal. They all go out into September, for smaller teams and moves like that. But,
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're not done seeing some moves. Obviously, I think everybody's watching the whole Harry Kane situation. He did not travel with the team for they're doing the Europa qualifying.
Yeah.
So they didn't travel to, I think, Spain they were playing a team, or Italy. I forget one.
I have to look because some of that's actually going on today. I don't know if they're playing today, but yeah, there's a bunch of Europa qualifying and stuff like that going on today.
But yeah, he did not make the trip. So, I mean, it's like, it's one of those, you got to think that the writing's on the wall that he's not going to be around much longer. It's just like, where is he going to go at this point?
Oh, it's that Europa Conference League. It's that second Europe League.
Oh, that's right.
That's out now. It's a playoff round, and they're playing Pacos de Ferraria for Fieria.
It's like it's like that one in NCAA basketball. It's not the NIT, but the one under that now.
Yeah.
Where it's like a participation trophy. Everybody's got to get their little bit of money.
So they're playing a Portuguese side, which should be interesting to see Nuno playing against a Portugal club and how things go there.
Very interesting. But yeah, I forgot that because Rangers is in that as well now.
Yeah, it's
that they got bounced out of Europa.
Well, that's what they kept saying. If only Spurs or Arsenal can finish here, then they still get Europe, even though it's not.
But what does it do for you to be in this Europa conference? It's just I think it's a waste of time, and
it drains your players.
Yeah,
I'd rather not play in that.
At least Europa is somewhat prestigious and known, and now you're adding.
Yeah, they're just adding more
conference league. What the hell is this? Again, you're asking a lot of the players then, because now it's just another tournament and another cup that you're You're going to a midweek game in Portugal where it's unnecessary to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. But whatever. I guess if you're a fan, it's just more games to watch if you're.
If you're a Spurs fan, you're like, I love this. Maybe this is a chance for us to actually win something.
Yeah.
Right?
Wouldn't that be funny if they get a trophy this year after
and Harry's
he leaves?
Not there?
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking that the other day as they're sitting there beating City 1-0, and the team looks all fired up, and I'm like, he's gonna leave, and they're gonna win a trophy this year. That's what's gonna happen under Nuno. Like, it's just you just see it. Like, it might not be a big one, but it's gonna be something.
Yeah, and all the Spurs fans are gonna be like, "You were the problem, Harry. You're the problem."
Yeah. So again, what up, everybody? I see we got a little chatter going on in there. What up, Poe? What up, Wilson? Dan, Chucks, Tommy, Victoria, Tor. What's good? Tommy agrees to the poll.
There's a call out in the chat.
He can't explain why, but that's okay. You don't have to explain why. The smart, honestly, I mean, right now, the smart money clearly is on Chelsea. They're one of the number one teams, if not the number one team in the world, as we discussed last week, based off of, I mean, you can only go off of recent things, and
Well, how about this? It's one of those games where if you don't have a team, if you're not the biggest soccer fan, just watch it. If you like one side or the other, say, hey, that's your squad.
There's plenty to watch this coming up,
What's your favorite color, blue or red? What do you like better?
For all you, non-European football followers, before your football starts, there are games to watch on Saturdays and Sundays that are very interesting, and you could probably find something that a game that would tickle your fancy. I know there was a few games last week that if I was a casual fan, like even that the German Cup, the Super Cup for a while. If you're a casual fan and you watch that game, the pace of which Dortmund and Bayern played, that had to have been kind of intriguing and exciting to the casual fan, you would think.
Oh, for sure.
And I definitely got to get that Bayern kit, by the way. That kit's ridiculous.
What's up, Greg? Victoria.
Greg.
Damn, I get a Victoria. What I do? What I do?
What didn't you do?
Purple Fiorentina fan. Nice. There you go. It's almost like how some people, aka some women, they don't know exactly horse racing, so they'll pick just the favorite color of what the jockey's wearing or what the the silks the horse is wearing, and just go based off that.
Yeah, and then walk out with 50 grand.
Yeah,
where I've sat there and studied the books for 5 hours.
Dude,
and I don't
I've been
hit
there.
nothing.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Or the horse's name, yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I go by the horse's name. Sometimes I go by the jockey's name.
Or if there's a certain
if he sounds super Italian, and he's like under 5'2", I'm taking the jockey. I'm just forget the horse.
Or there's a significant date, people go with 2-5-10 or whatever the case may be. I don't know. That was talking horse racing today.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah.
Sidebar.
We do it all, Adam. We do it all.
I know. Doesn't stop at soccer. Tickle your fancy, yeah. That's a good one, though. That saying will never get old.
Never.
But yeah.
Speaking of what is old, though, you know, it's time to segue right into that.
Mm-hmm.
Old was having just a monstrous, uncontrollable, uncomfortable itchy bush. So, just like everything that we talk about this summer is in, having a wild hairy bush is not. So tame your pubes with the help from friends at Manscaped. The leaders of below-the-waist grooming, the fourth-generation performance package includes the brand-new Lawnmower 4.0. If an athlete treats their body like royalty, why not treat your pubes like Olympic gold or whatever cup or championship you're chasing? So, fellas, do the right thing by your balls. Join the 2 million men worldwide and Manscaped by joining manscaped.com. Use code A2D for 20% off. Free shipping. Can't beat it.
Again, it's a fantastic item. I know I sound like a broken record that I keep saying that it's a fantastic little gift bag they give you, a little travel case, ball chafing deodorant.
Well, I keep seeing happy lady pictures posted up on Facebook, so it's got to be doing something over there.
Again, like you said, nobody likes the old Ron Jeremy going on there. Dan, we can't. Come on, you got to know the biz, man. You can't just skip ads.
Yeah, and maybe they do ship to Canada. I'm sure those Canadian bushes could really use a good whacking over there. So get your lawnmower 4.0. It's here to take the podium as a fourth-generation trimmer. Features cutting-edge ceramic blades, reduce grooming accidents with advanced skin-safe technology. Still works across the border, I promise.
It is a fantastic item. Even if Manscaped wasn't a great sponsor of A2D, I would still say it's a great item. Yeah. So give it a try, Dan. You never know. You can't knock until you try.
I'm glad Pete popped on. Perfect timing as well. Yo, fam. What's good? You see Pete's green. You see the little logo next to his name. That means Pete is subscribed. $9.99 a month. Very simple. You pay more than that for a lot of other things. That's nothing. And the perks that you get are well worth it. The show appearances, the member-only streams, shout-outs, and the weekly sport picks. You could quadruple that if you just take one good sport pick from the Money Pot podcast and let your membership pay for yourself.
It's a good point.
Right?
I know. We really have to start sending some soccer picks over to those guys on the Money Pot podcast.
I know, although looking at my first week, I don't know how much we want to send them.
We had a good run going where we were guessing pretty good, and then
we'll hit.
I
mean, this you know, and I know, and every other person that understands this game and all the pundits that do this game, and why you don't see picks often on preview shows and things like this. It's tough, especially when you're dealing with scores and stuff. If you just want to say, hey, I think this guy might take they might win, they might draw. That's one thing. But then when you start getting into score predictions and all that, it's not easy at all. So, but we'll do what we can.
We tried. To keep. I think we did 1 year of where we got through it all the way. That first year we started this thing, and then once we got through the second year, and I think the pandemic, it just we lost a little bit of steam, but we got to get that back.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
We'll be back rolling. So,
but yeah, I know the main topic today, Chelsea Arsenal. Do you want to get into some of the games this weekend coming up?
Yeah, we can just kind of get into the schedule as we usually do in somewhat of an order, and then we've already had our Chelsea Arsenal discussion for the most part. And we'll see. Yeah, there's some interesting matchups I'm looking at, and some teams that kind of are in the same boat as Arsenal that need wins, and some teams that could be in really good shape after surprising week one. So as Dan said, wow, Dan's on your side for once. Arsenal L guaranteed. You're probably not wrong, but we'll see.
You think so?
We'll see. So we open Saturday, breakfast game. Cue the rooster. I need to get a little rooster going again.
I know.
But our breakfast game is one of our show faves as far as fans of the show, members of the show.
I've gotten a message. Remember that guy last year that said that we talked too much about Liverpool?
Yeah.
Or it was the year that they were doing everything. No, it was, who were we talking about too much? City.
Oh, we were talking, yeah.
It was last year. We were talking too much about Man City.
No, I think when we first started, we were talking about Liverpool too much too to somebody, to some United fan, because they were winning everything, and it was like, well, what do you
just breaking records and doing the unthinkable? Of course, they're going to be in the headlines, and we're going to talk about them.
I was gonna say we wouldn't be doing our job properly, like you said last week. If we were a Chelsea only podcast or an Arsenal only podcast, sure, then we would just sit there and badmouth the good teams. But that's not our objective here. So,
right,
got to recognize the good teams. And Liverpool playing Burnley. We've said it already about Burnley. You and I both expected them to possibly finally take the dip and get hit into the relegation zone. Off to a bad start already, and now they run into Liverpool, who look pretty good off the.
They looked good that
jump.
first day again.
Yeah.
But they need it because last year they were definitely not the same. Even offensively, they struggled to put in any goals. Really, it wasn't the same team. Seemed to be full strength, healthy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They came out ready to go. So. And
yeah,
Dan's
well,
out of here.
See you, Danny. Can I call you Danny? I think both years, whoever I feel like was winning the title by like 20 some odd points, we were usually talking about it.
Yeah.
But I do remember that guy, whichever year it was, saying we were talking about X team way too much. I think it was last year with City. We were talking about them apparently too much.
So, yeah, there shouldn't as we say there shouldn't be much to talk about in this game. It's at Anfield.
I was gonna say first game back with some fans in the seats at Anfield.
Yeah, I'd expect
another tough one.
anything less than a little bit of a rout like last week for Liverpool would be probably upsetting for their fan base. I know Lord Walker would probably agree.
Take care of business, man.
10 o'clock window, we got Villa and Newcastle, which is two teams. Well, Villa probably a very disappointing loss week one, losing to Watford, a game that you and I, most people probably thought they would come out and handle, and Newcastle just being Newcastle. So somebody's probably going to look to get a dub here. Villa at home, I would think they would play a little bit more aggressively, try and get 3 here.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's two teams that are looking to get their first win. But, yeah, Villa, I would think, thinking about coming into the season where you're playing Watford and then you're playing a Newcastle side, you're thinking maybe we can get 6 points out of those games. And disappointment last week, not even really close in the game. It was 3-1 in the 97th minute when Danny Ings got that late one. So I feel like they're coming in first home game for them. Fans back in the seats at full capacity. So I would expect them to come out and get a dub.
Yeah.
I think anything less is a disappointment. And then Newcastle again. Same thing with Burnley. It's like, which coach is going to be that first shoe to drop?
Yeah,
I think
he's on the list.
Steve Bruce or Shawnee Dyche would be probably two candidates that are going to be fighting for that. Who's going to get canned first?
Yeah, so this is a big game for them. You got to figure they're coming in at least hoping for just a point. They'd be happy to get out of Villa with a point after a disappointing loss.
And they've started great, and then all of a sudden, you give up 3 goals in a span of 15 minutes.
Yeah, they just absolutely collapsed, and they're not a good team defensively. They're not a great team in goal. They have the ability to score goals with
Callum Wilson's great.
Callum and Almiron and St. Maxim if he's ever healthy, and guys that can get up to even Joe Willock, and
yeah, Joey signed. He was in the seats.
Yeah, unfortunately, a story came out today where he's been one of the big faces of a lot of this abuse on social media, and he's pretty much come out and said every single day he gets something. So like literally no matter what, day after day, he's still getting something. So, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy for the move for him and the opportunity. He's going to be one of those guys. I think Arsenal, we're going to look back and be like, should have kept Joe Willock.
Yeah.
But
he's going to get his opportunity.
Oh,
he's
yeah,
going to get his
him.
opportunity at Newcastle to probably do some good things. I mean, he did. In the appearance, he did good last year.
Oh, he did great last year.
sign them on a permanent deal. So
yeah, it's funny. Like these guys go places on loan, which you want, right? As a club, you're like, all right, let's get these guys time, and then they go and they have success, and you're like, oh my god, this guy can play. He has success. And then you go into the next season and you have an opportunity to work that guy into your game plans where you've seen him had success in your same league. You're like, nah, I don't need him. Let him go. Let him go somewhere else and have that success. When we have a bunch of guys that aren't having success, like
don't make sense.
Don't
make sense.
Does not make sense. But good for him. And that should be a good game. The second 10 o'clock game is Crystal Palace and Brentford. Brentford with a monster opportunity to start the season 2-0 and get 6 points. Like, I know they're on the road. I know Palace has been really bad. They're another team back against the wall probably, but they're just not a good team. They're not a good team. And if Brentford comes out like they did at all last week, they could be looking at a 2-0 start.
Do we see a more realistic Brentford, though, that might struggle on the road against or in this league?
Well, I think if you're Brentford, you got at least
with the backing of the crowd of their home fans, giving them that extra energy and boost.
Yes, but you're not going to Old Trafford. You're not going to Anfield. You're not even.
You're staying in London as well, so it's not.
Yeah, and your supporters are going to travel for this one well now. Like after what you saw at their first home game, and they got that win. Like now they got that crowd going. They're going to really
puffing their chest out a little bit, Brentford.
Yeah. So again, like you said, it's not going to be an easy task with fans in the stands going on the road to any environment, even a Crystal Palace squad. But the opportunity's there.
I said I'm waiting for. And dark horse to get fired first, Patrick Vieira.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm definitely starting Sergi Canos this week in fantasy. I can tell you I'm not going to make that mistake twice.
I was going to say, yeah. I would start. I mean, Brentford, it's a good opportunity. Like you said, just come out with 6 points. So you take that in a heartbeat.
Nothing to lose this week.
Literally.
So, yeah.
And Palace, they're like, well, we're at home. It's a game we should probably win. And I don't know. It's a Palace team they're another one that's been very flirty with the bottom 3 in relegation for a couple seasons now. So
yeah, they've lost 4 out of 5 in their last competitions that they've played. So they're struggling for sure.
I don't know. I didn't know what Lord Walker was. He did say about Man City having a Napoleon complex.
What, the little guy?
They still think they're like picked on, even though they're the top dogs, or is it the opposite? They still think they're a small club, and everyone's like they're under the microscope, and they're just getting unfairly judged, or whatever the case may be.
Well, I guess in his next comment, it says, "Do you think City can be considered a big club?" And he strongly disagrees. I mean, their wallet says they're a big club, but there's a lot of other things that at this point still say they're not. But I guess only time, give them 50 years of overspending and breaking rules and success, and then maybe you're a big club. But
look, I get it. Like City, once the money came in, they became really good. Same thing with Chelsea, though. They didn't really get to be the Chelsea of what we know now until Roman Abramovich really came along.
You're right, but Chelsea always still had a different pedigree to them than a Manchester City. I mean, Chelsea's always been,
they've had a little success previously, but still, the most recent success for Chelsea, at least, that I've seen, has been in the last, 2000s and up.
Of recent years, absolutely.
Right. And obviously City being, in League 2 at one point and working their way up, and now they've won 3 of 4 titles now?
Yeah.
So
bought their way up, but yeah, so again,
I get it.
It is what it is. It happens. It happens all the time in this sport. I mean, are we going to kill Wrexham if Ryan Reynolds just throws all his money to him, and next thing you know, Wrexham's
all that money?
Like it.
Hey, that'd be a good story, though.
It would be, and I still want one. I definitely want one of those kits.
They were supposed to come over and play the Union in a friendly, but it got postponed because I think some of those guys had COVID at the time.
Yeah, well, hopefully they get another one going, and that'd be cool. Good publicity.
Yeah, get Ryan in the stands.
I'll get a Deadpool Wrexham jersey.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. All right, so back to our rundown here. Two more 10 o'clock games still. We have Leeds and Everton. Mm-hmm. So Leeds, a team that a lot of people have high expectations for, especially.
This is an intriguing one.
Yeah, home. Another team back against the wall, just got smacked by United to open up the season. Everton off to a pretty good start to open up their season. Maybe they're a little too high. Leeds needs to fight it out, and this is not one I would want to have to bet on.
No, because the betting man would probably say, "Oh yeah, Everton coming off that good win the other day, last week. Leeds coming off just getting absolutely destroyed, but this is one of those games that Everton probably would lose."
Yeah,
that they're supposed to win, they don't.
I feel like you got to pick Leeds here because they're home, because of
they'll get the back end of those fans.
And they're a good team. Are they a top 6 club like Lord Walker had them? Maybe not. No. Arsenal's probably not either, and I had them. So, I'm not. But Leeds is a very good team, and they're a team that has been together now for some time. So I think they'll band together, at least probably come out of here with a point.
Need something. You don't want to start out. It's bad for some of these. I won't say Leeds is like, a low club or anything like that, but, to start out 0-2 and you're already sitting behind the 8 ball with how many goals you gave up against United. So to lose again, by a goal or two is it's tough.
Yeah.
Tough to be in the hole like -6.
Lord Walker says, F the early games. I got to stay up and go
tough.
to support
those West Coast, if your team's playing at 7:30 a.m. East Coast, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, it's bad enough for a lot of people on the East Coast to get up for certain games. But pretty much all-nighter. Now, I will say, though, being an East Coaster my entire life, when I spent some time out on the West Coast during some sports seasons, I kind of enjoyed that because I'm an early riser, like having games on at 10 a.m. and having breakfast and just chilling, watching sports, and then having our 8 o'clock game on at like 5 p.m. and being able to watch it and then still go out for the night was pretty cool. But
yeah,
might get old after a while. I was only there on vacation, so if I had to deal with it year round, I might like to sleep in every once in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's tough enough the 7:30 if your team is playing, but 4:30, oh boy. Yeah.
So next on the list we got City and Norwich. We'll speed it up a little bit because I know Adam's got to cut it short today. He's got stuff we got to do. So City Norwich, self-explanatory. City's at home. They just lost a really poor game to Spurs. Mm-hmm. And bad time for Norwich, although we saw what happened last year.
I was gonna say.
Or 2 years ago, I should say.
Stranger things. There you go, right there. Think. Here we go. We got the Canaries where we want them.
And I'm probably benching Pookie this week, so he'll probably have a hat trick against City.
Yeah. I'm saying that Pep comes out full squad, no holds bar, and
6.
It could be a long day for the Canaries. I'm feeling
could be some crooked numbers.
Yeah.
And then to close out Saturday, 2 teams that maybe both of us, a few of us, a bunch of us, 80% of the world might have thought would be in the relegation talks to start the season. Both came out with wins week 1. So Brighton and Watford.
Who'd have thunk?
Yeah.
1-0, both squads.
Yeah, Brighton's home, so they probably get that little bit of home favorite bump in that one, but we'll see. Should be an interesting game.
This one has 1-1 a draw all over it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. If we pick this week, that's a draw card, 100%. So, off to Sunday. Keep it moving. We got two early games. We got Southampton hosting United. So, again, Southampton seem to be struggling. Another one a lot of people have possibly going down this year.
This could be brutal for Southampton.
Yeah, and United obviously looked in complete form. Biggest opening day win out of any team in the league. So they look to keep it going against a bad Southampton team and extend their goal differential and lead. We'll see what Southampton's made of with their backs up against the wall. So
not good.
And then you got Wolves at home. Nuno's quick return.
He's going back.
Going back very early in the season.
Love it.
He was a winner week 1. The Wolves were not. So, again, their backs up against the wall, against their old boss. Let's see what they got. We're all rooting for the Wolves. Well, everybody but Tottenham fans.
There's the hot goss for you right there. Traore looking like he might be recruited by his old Gaffa going to Tottenham maybe.
Yeah, interesting.
Little rumor in the works I saw.
Hey, well, we got 12 days, like we said in the beginning of the show. We got 12 days left. So there's a lot of things that could drop, just like the hot goss of Lev wants out of Bayern, and you see the Liverpool fans eyes all opening, like Lev's going to go to Liverpool.
Why would he do that?
He's not.
Why would he do that?
Yeah, he wants a challenge. That's not a challenge.
Then who's gone? Bobby out?
He's not German, so he doesn't have any. It's not like him and Klopp have any love, So
they don't have any past success.
Yeah, I can see him going. He'll end up in Romans.
You guys are funny. You Liverpool fans think every top target wants to go to you.
They want to get paid, and Liverpool doesn't pay people, so.
Shut it. Dude, it's just not going to happen. Just got to give up on that Louis train. I don't care what hot goss. It's probably language.
I mean, if you saw his body language after the Super Cup, though, like you could tell, like when he scored that header, he just looked and he's like, it's just too easy. He's like, I'm done. Like I got to go do something. Like.
Well,
I've said every record.
Titles in a
he's
row.
Won 9 titles. He's won a Champions League with Bayern. He holds every
titles,
every non-German born Bundesliga scoring record. He owns all other Bundesliga scoring. Like it's time. He's got to do something. He definitely got to do something. Because he said in an interview, Klopp was a father figure to him. Well, yeah.
Klopp's a father figure to me too. He doesn't mean shit.
Great. You're just hopeful. You're just hopeful. It's okay.
Well, then Bobby Blue, he's gone. See ya.
Yeah.
Who would you rather have, Bobby Blue Eyes or Louis?
Yeah,
Don't answer that.
That means Sane or Salah or Mane or Salah's going too. One of them would have to go. So, do you really want that? Can you handle that?
Where would he go?
Yeah.
Madrid, Chelsea,
yeah. Barca.
I would say Spain would be his only option. Half these guys. Where do you think Kane and where do you think Louis would go?
He'd come to the Prem. He'd go to Chelsea. They'd pay him the most. He'd go to City when the Harry Kane deal falls through.
Yeah.
He'd go to Everton.
Don't do that.
Yeah. So we already talked about it, I think. We don't really need to break the game down, but also Sunday, 11:30. The big one to start the year, the Northwest London derby. Arsenal at home. We've been talking all week about the home, or all day. You've been saying, full capacity. What's it bring? Yeah, there's still a lot of tickets available. Arsenal fans are not happy right now. So I don't know if this stadium's going to be full capacity. If it is, it might be a lot of Chelsea fans. So we shall see what happens here. I'm going to go into it completely blind. None of the new signings are going to be there yet. I have no idea what kind of lineup I'm going to see. Arsenal are getting smashed. Oh, look, we got another Chelsea supporter in here.
Well, Brian's an Arsenal fan, and I'm the Chelsea fan.
He's the Chelsea guy, so. But we're Prem fans in general. This show is not just about one or the other. It's about the Prem as a whole.
I like Lord Andrew, and I like his name too.
Yeah, I bet you do. I like Footballholic TV. Welcome. I'm glad to see some new names and new faces. Unfortunately, it's kind of late in the show, and we're going to be cutting it a little bit short because Adam's got to get across the state of Pennsylvania as quick as possible.
It's just life again, just really throwing me bones and different shit. But yeah. I guess any score prediction for this?
We'll do this game. I guess we'll have to. It's only fair, you and I.
You know what? I'd love to see a Lukaku goal on his debut back in London. Hopefully doing his thing against Arsenal. But man, it's just so hard because I still have memories of Boxing Day last year.
Mm-hmm. Me too. It's like the last good memory I have of Arsenal.
Lord Walker was on, and he said that. Who did he say that would score, and they did? Didn't he say Xhaka would score? He spoke something into.
It might have been Pepe.
Oh no, he said Laka, didn't he? And Laka's.
Yeah, Laka. Yeah, it was Laka. Yeah, it was Laka.
He said, "I think I got a good feeling Lacazette's going to score the opener," and he sure did. So I sort of blame Lord Walker for speaking that into existence. But yeah, I just have bad memories of that Boxing Day, thinking that this is going to be a absolute cakewalk.
Yeah, but you got to remember this is a different Chelsea team. Although we did get you again after that too. We were Tuchel's first L.
I think so.
Pretty sure, but it's like any game.
Recent history doesn't make me feel very good.
I know you know sports in general, and if it's an interconference or there's certain games that are always, no matter how good one team is and how bad the other team is, they're always competitive. It could always be a challenge. So you guys definitely on top of the world right now, but we can't just put our backs up and lay down for you, especially at home. So we got to do what we got to do and hopefully come out of there with something. I would take the most boring 0-0 draw in the world just to get a point out of this game at this point for me. Eric seems to think draw is coming, but I don't know. I mean, I could go three different ways. The fanboy in me obviously wants to pick Arsenal. The realist in me obviously wants to pick Chelsea. And then the sports guy kind of sees a draw or not. I
just think something weird's going to happen.
I just don't know where we're going to get scoring from. We don't know who's playing. Yeah.
Something weird's going to happen. I don't know. I don't like it.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to come out because it's bad they're playing, and I'm not going to fanboy it, like we said, for the sanctity of just actually picking. If I was looking at this game and I looked at week 1 and I looked at where your team is and where my team is, Chelsea 3, Arsenal 1.
Whoa.
Yeah, and hopefully that'll just complete turnaround and I'll be wrong and Arsenal will win. I'd rather be wrong and Arsenal win than be right. So
I think any prediction I say, if I say Arsenal 2-1 and it does actually happen, someone's going to say, well, you jinxed us and, you're the reason that they lost.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do that.
And, of course, if I say Chelsea and then it's the opposite, it's like, well, you should have gone with your gut.
Yeah.
Not your heart. But, yeah, the fanboy in me thinks it's going to be a rout for Chelsea, but and I'm with Lord Andrew, and I think, smash, but.
See, as an Arsenal fan, I can say anything, and the fan base can't come back on me because they're so bad anyway. So it doesn't really, I can't jinx what's already been jinxed of recent. If anything, all I could do is help. So.
Yeah, it's like I don't even want to pick, but I just think Arsenal's going to win. I just have a weird.
Yeah. I'm not going to. I'm not forcing you. You don't got to put a thing on there. I'm throwing one out and hoping that I'm completely wrong and it brings that universal switch and we get a dub.
It just is shaping up. It's too easy to pick Chelsea in this one, and I just think something weird's going to happen.
Well, another name right at the end of the show that's new.
Fighters first.
Like it.
Something.
Just tuning, but what were your thoughts on Tottenham defeating City? Well, obviously you can see the crest that I have on my shirt. So as much as we don't like, or some people don't like City, I don't like Tottenham even more. But it was kind of nice to see him beat City. But I still didn't like Tottenham winning. So
I'm not a huge Tottenham guy either, obviously, but I do love Sonny. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, Adam's a Sonny guy. Adam's a Sonny guy.
Man's a baller. So, he'll keep that squad afloat for the most part. And I'm a Nuno guy too.
I was a Nuno guy. I was a Nuno guy.
I know, that's a shame.
Can't be a Nuno guy anymore.
No.
At least for a while.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It's you pretty much think Harry Kane's out since he did not travel with the team today to Portugal for their Europa Conference game. Yeah,
100%.
Sure.
Nuno's a good coach, and I'm really upset he's a Spur. It's not really a hot take. I mean, especially if he's going to be playing striker. If Harry's gone, they already said Sonny's getting that striker role.
Yeah,
he's already scored once in that striker role, so that's not necessarily like a hot take. I mean, he should be one of the top 5 favorites for Golden Boot, I would think.
If Harry leaves, which it looks like he probably will, I would say that's not a hot take because Sonny could score 20 goals in a season, hands down.
Although Bruno's off to a pretty solid start.
Bruno's off to a great start himself.
There's a couple guys off to a good start.
Yeah, the only thing to really cover, I guess, is that Monday game, that's a good one to pick. Leicester and West Ham.
Monday Night Football, brought
it.
to you by our show sponsor, Specialized Physical Therapy, Dr. Paul Vidal. He's our doctor. Make him yours. Specialized
Best
Physical
in
Therapy.
South Jersey, but number one in our hearts.
That should be on paper. That's the second best, the other best game you would say outside of the Chelsea Arsenal game. So West Ham, Leicester. I know we got to get out of here. So what's your thoughts?
I'm becoming a big West Ham guy, which is
hard not to.
Which is really not nice of me because being, West Ham is in London, but it doesn't make sense. But just watching that team, they got a good squad, man. Yeah. And maybe because a lot of them are on my fantasy team as well, I might have those blinders on towards some of the West Ham players. But I think they got a good team.
I said it in the group text. It was like the more people, the shifts keep coming in. Players that I enjoy watching keep going to teams that I can't really root for. It's like I'm like, damn, I just wish I could almost be in neutral so I could cheer for all these guys and kind of watch all these games because they are an exciting team. They're a fun team. They got some players that are really worth watching. But yet so does Leicester. So it's like, damn, it's going to be a really should be a good game. It's at home for West Ham. It would be tough to pick against them this week. Definitely be tough to pick against them this week. Yeah.
Low key top 6.
Yeah, definitely a game worth watching, everybody. 3 p.m. Eastern time on Monday. Afternoon game for you West Coasters over here on our side of the pond. So
it's true. And one more before Eric. Just because I love you. Yes, I would probably say he is the best Asian player.
Yeah, without getting in a whole breakdown of yes. Yeah, right now, yes.
Regionally, yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, we'd have to.
That's a whole topic for another 10 minutes. Yellow card, red card, quick, I'll go. Or this could be, you could have a spin zone and say this was kind of historic and, just doesn't care. But how about this? Good old Pedro, the first player to do a little cross city Roma Lazio move. Never happened. 36
years. He's making that jump First one.
And if you don't know that, Roma and Lazio both play in Rome, same stadium, hatred.
Oh yeah, big
time there between the two. Not just on the pitch, but outside. With political views and the whole spiel.
Oh yeah,
but it's nasty, and to do that takes some balls, man.
Yeah, and he fell out of favor with the special one, and the move was there for the taking. So he went, and on top of it, Lazio automatically threw the number 9 at him, like right off the jump. They're like, "All right, let's go. Come on, you want to leave there? You want to make that move? You are our guy now." So it should be an interesting move for the 36-year-old late in his career.
Tough one. So that's kind of my combined card there. More yellow, but I give him credit. That's some balls.
Yeah, and I don't really have a yellow card, red card per se this week. I wanted to throw out a mention that we didn't get a chance to because there's so much we always say to talk about. But they did come out with the announcing of the UEFA Player of the Year finalists. And for the first time, the Prem pretty much is a lock to have the UEFA Player of the Year. And my vote, it's crazy before an Arsenal-Chelsea derby, but I would have to vote for your boy, Jorginho, as UEFA Player of the Year. I mean, when you break down what goes into that and the year that guy's had, I mean, he's in the finalists with Conte and De Bruyne from the Prem. But like, how do you not give it to Jorginho? The man's
won 3 trophies here in the last.
Internationally and club wise. He's been in a captain's role. He's taken big PKs. The guy is just he's done it all. Big ups to him. And he would definitely have my vote in there. So I guess that's a yellow card for myself on Derby week as an Arsenal fan, putting support out
then
to
it's a yellow card on myself for rooting against my own team. I'm picking Arsenal to win.
Yeah, and I picked Chelsea, so. But we got to get out of here.
Yeah, it should be good, though. Well, good luck, man.
Yeah, good luck to you. We'll be texting, and we'll see everybody on Tuesday with more,
the new people on YouTube as well. We're Tuesday, Thursday, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. Please join us again. We would love to have you guys back. And, we're always talking all kinds of good stuff. And I'm sure this weekend will leave us plenty more to overreact to on Tuesday.
Damn right.
All right, brother. Well, good luck.
Right,
have a good weekend. Have fun. Later.
Later, everybody.